I did not get a video out last week because of this guy.
Guilty as charged. Alright, so how do you want to officially start this one off instead of just having us banter? Are we doing a life update?
So what is the life update?
Oh boy, I could talk about this one for like 6 hours.
Okay, you can start.
I mean, they don't know the beginning part of my life. Anything that I throw them into now is just going to be like putting them into a meat blender.
That's true. Let's not put my audience into a meat blender.
It's like, so how is life? Grab a chair because we're going to be here for a while.
Well, I have graduated, and he came to it. It was a lot of fun. And now I've been here for like a week, and I'm going home tomorrow, and we thought we would make this video.
Yeah. And so we just decided to hit record and see what happens, because the banter between the two of us is always ridiculous.
And this is what has happened.
Every single time. So, yeah, most of you probably don't know me. I am Nicholas Cross, depending on where you know me from, and I am Cynthia's boyfriend. We have been together for 2.5 years, just about. And
they do know a lot about you, though.
Yeah.
Because I talk about you in like every video at least once.
Yeah. So I am the other half to her coin. I am the guy behind the scenes always talking to her. I don't... What?
That's so cheesy.
Honey, we're going to be going to Wisconsin. It's all going to be cheesy.
Oh boy.
I mean, is it really a problem unless you're lactose intolerant? Where was I? Where's my train of thought?
I don't know.
You just derailed me again.
Sorry, I started laughing when you said something cheesy.
But, alright, so I am the guy that Cynthia always talks about. And again, I have my own YouTube channel. I primarily do tech stuff, but I work full-time at a gas station. I'm an assistant manager at a Casey's, which I've now been doing for 4 months? I think about 4 months.
I have no idea.
But I will say that I practically am the manager of that place. The actual manager kind of tag team pretty much everything. Yeah, I went from having a very quiet life, just running a food shelf, not doing a lot of hours, to now working full-time plus overtime,
and very weird hours,
which has led to me becoming much more financially stable, but also at the same time really exhausted.
You don't have time for anything.
I don't.
And the stickers too. Can't forget the stickers.
Sticker bomb everything.
That place probably does know you, the place where you buy your stickers.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they've probably got like an envelope with my name on it, just full of Godzilla stickers, being like, "Yep, this guy will probably make an order in like the next 2 weeks. Just put him in the mail, ship it off to him."
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm probably single-handedly keeping them in business at this point.
That's what you say.
I mean, how many other idiots buy the amount of stickers that I do? You have nowhere near the collection that I actually...
Are you... You should see the collection I have.
I'm about to say, you have a collection. I have a use.
Yeah. I have a collection of stickers and I don't know what to do with them. Like, I stuck some on, like, my laptop. But the rest are just there. And I'm like, these are nice to look at.
Yeah, eventually once we have our own place, we're going to turn stickers into wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to look at us like we're crazy. I'm not saying they're wrong, because they're right, but it doesn't change the fact they're going to look at us like we're crazy.
Can't deny this.
Okay, so...
Back to the serious stuff.
Okay.
I had a job interview, kind of. It was like the second half of it. Earlier this week in Minnesota, because I was looking for a couple jobs around here to move here and spend more time with Nick. And we'll see how this goes. I'm still like communicating with them because they wanted me to live near the Twin Cities, which is like pretty far from where we are now, and also a lot more expensive.
A lot more expensive.
Yeah, and they weren't offering enough for me to live around there. So I'm just like trying to convince them to let me live somewhere else because I don't wanna live there if I can't afford it. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and when it comes to cost of living, Minnesota isn't actually terrible. It's a lot worse than what it used to be. It used to be a lot cheaper to live here. But nowadays, if you're in rural Minnesota, a lot of times if you're making around 40,000-ish a year, like anything from like 36 to like 42, you're going to be able to live relatively comfortably. And I say relatively, I mean it's kind of eh.
But not in the Twin Cities.
In the Twin Cities, you got to be making 60 plus or else you are just
Yeah.
not doing great. Because I mean some of
And they were
the
not offering anywhere close to that. So
yeah, no.
we'll see. Let's see if I can like live somewhere else or if they offer more. But I could also like look around at other places. But that's an update with that. I know that I have talked about like being stressed about looking for a job. I'm still stressed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But yeah, there's time for me to figure it out. I just graduated. So.
and I keep telling her that when it comes to Minnesota, half these companies, if you walk in and say, "Hey, give me a job," they'll slap a name tag on you before you even leave. I mean, there is job opportunities available,
But I'm picky.
but she is picky. And she also has a degree, so she should be getting paid more, but in certain kind of jobs that doesn't really matter and a lot of people don't even care. Like I never went to college. I graduated high school in 2016 and I did a little bit of IT training um just from doing a couple of certificates, but I never actually got anything off of those certificates, but I found myself being able to make much further strides just by simply working and just working up the ladder on a much like more straightforward basis.
Yeah, and I didn't get a very applicable degree. Like a lot of people get psychology degrees are like going to med school or like grad school at least, and I just wasn't. And I was kind of choosing psychology to have like a wide array of options after I graduated, which I do now have, but is stressing me out as well because I've always been indecisive, and that's why I couldn't decide on a major and why I now cannot decide on a job. Yeah.
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 And then on the flip side, I'm over here. It's like, hey, give me job. They're like, okay, assistant manager.
But
Okay.
but you're also like you would just work anything.
I mean, true. I'm again, when you were a CNA, I was a housekeeper, so
Yeah.
we
Both at nursing homes.
yeah. By the way, I don't know if a lot of your subscribers probably know that story. So I'll just tell it really quick. Essentially, how we met originally was playing a game called Dota 2. We ended up just ending up in the same game together. She had a really cute voice, so I added her to my friends list. Yeah, never really thinking too much about it, but then we ended up talking a decent amount. Then one day, a few years later, she ended up just calling me out of the blue one day and just needed someone to talk to, so I talked to her, and
It wasn't
she,
that far later. It was like
I think it was like a year and a half or something like that.
okay, I don't
It,
know,
it,
something
it,
like that.
it
But
yeah, it was
yeah,
a period of time. However long the time was, I frankly
when I
don't.
was at U of
Yeah.
I the first time, so like right after I graduated high school.
So yeah, that would have been like 2017-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and then we ended up talking for a little bit, and then we kind of lost contact again. We stayed on each other's friends list though for a very long time, and then randomly out of the blue one day, she messages me about a video that she wanted to get my opinion on, that she was just messaging to everybody, about her time working at a nursing home during COVID. Now, this instantaneously made us click because at the same time I was working in a nursing home during COVID. This was 2021, I want to say.
Yeah, around there. I started the channel like end of 2020, I think.
Yeah, so somewhere around there. And because of our shared experiences working at a nursing home, we really did kind of connect and we really clicked. And then as time went on, we really discovered that we really actually had something.
Hmm.
And now, 2.5 years later, you can see what we were talking about because yeah, this is what we're doing now.
Don't talk like that.
Why now?
No.
Yeah, you don't see cracks out of her like that in most of her normal videos. So
He says I'm very monotonous, or my tone is very monotonous, and I'm very like this.
yeah. And then on the other hand, you've got me always cracking jokes and sounding stupid the entire time,
Mm-hmm.
especially the sounding stupid part. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. But yeah. Basically, we are trying to figure out how to spend more time together in person now that I'm graduated. I don't have a lot of school, right? And honestly, just mostly trying to find a job around here
Yeah.
that that will allow us to spend more time together before we end up like picking up and moving somewhere else closer to my family, because that's something it's really important to me, honestly. And he knows that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our plan right now, she's from the Chicago area. I'm from the northern Rochester area,
In
and
Minnesota.
in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And so for us, kind of in between our two families is going to be the Wisconsin area, which is kind of where we're planning on ending up. Somewhere like around ish the Wisconsin Dells area, kind of in that general vicinity, because then that puts us closer to her family, puts us, well, obviously further away from my family, but we're going to be probably spending more time with her family, which, yeah, should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Once they warm up to me, you know, a little bit more.
A little bit. Well, we haven't spent that much time with them together.
Yeah, and they also, well, our first experiences, or our first experience was not the greatest.
No. But it'll get better, hopefully.
Yeah, stress-induced panic attacks. Yay! It's okay, honey. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
I mean, to be totally fair, I'm doing a lot better now.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not be able to do the job that I'm doing now back then because of the amount of stress and things that I have to deal with on a daily
Yeah, it's a
basis.
lot. I don't think I would be able to do it just because of the hours and just like having to think about it all the time. But having to wake up at 3:30 in the morning, like, and not have it being the normal time, it's just like constantly changing. I'm just like, no. Last time that happened to me, it was bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that Cynthia's probably talked since I just kind of made a little reference to my mental health problems. Uh, I don't know how much Cynthia's actually talked about my story that I've ended up dealing with, but essentially after high school, I thought that I got the flu, except my flu lasted for about 3 years. What was going on with my body is I was having stress induced sickness when I wasn't all that stressed. Like, we're talking, my body was reacting so extremely, so violently to even the most minor of things. Like, my phone could ring and I would literally start puking my guts out. Or I'd get an email and I start puking my guts out, even if it's literally just a Facebook notification saying somebody wanted to add you to their friends list. Just puke. And I went from 200, I go from about 230 pounds down to 150, which then really did kind of ravage my body. And then I ended up getting my feet back under me over time, just working at it till I finally found an equilibrium because of a genuinely amazing doctor and ended up staying as stable as I possibly could for a long time. I've had my ups and downs here and there, but over time I've gotten stronger, I've gotten better, I've gotten to the point where I'm literally running a gas station essentially and dealing with my customers, my workers, all the vendors, all of the inventory management, everything, just everything you could imagine, I deal with it. I really have nothing to complain about in life at this point. but I know that my expectations are a lot different than yours, so
Yeah, for a job. I well, I guess I expect a lot more because I went through like 6 years of college, 6.5 to be exact, and I want to have like something to show for that. So I'm not like wanting to just take any old thing that doesn't necessarily require a degree, which is hard to find, especially with how picky I am.
well, and it's also hard to find when you take into account the amount of people that graduate with the same kind of degrees that you do
Yeah.
that are all looking at the same field, all looking at the same things. And it's hard. Like it is seriously hard. And
Yeah.
my sympathies go out to anybody who's having a hard time finding a job after getting their degree. It's
It it'll work out eventually.
yeah. Well, and if we are in my area, like I said, anything about like 36 to 42,000 a year, you can live somewhat comfortably. And so even if she got like a part-time job doing something like tutoring or teaching, then we would be able to make ends meet pretty easily if she stuck
Mhm.
around here. If you decided to do that. But of course, it's all up to you. But yeah, I mean, our lives recently have been so focused on work, finding jobs, going and interviewing
Well, until just last week, it was just straight up graduating.
and yeah, graduating because that's been important.
Yeah. Finally, though.
Yeah. Not just graduated, but graduated with honors. Let's not forget about that little
Oh, okay,
tidbit.
okay, okay.
Yeah, graduated with honors, both a gold and a purple
Thing. I don't know.
thing.
The purple thing was from a club that I was in.
Okay, then what was the gold one? Wasn't that your
The
honors?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to say it, but it was for having a GPA of like 3.9 or higher. Yeah. I don't know what it's called. I can't say it. It's like summa cum laude or something like that.
AKA honors. But yeah, no, you graduated high in your class. You graduated when you had the opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to, and you did a very good job to do it. It's been a long uphill battle for that one, and
Yeah.
you earned every ounce of
Yeah.
everything you got.
But yeah,
Yeah, now I just need to
we
make
just
something of my life.
don't say that. You're doing it already.
Well, I mean, for job prospects in the future, I mean, working at a gas station is not exactly probably a long-term goal, but frankly,
It works for now, I guess.
it works for now where I'm able to make money, I'm able to save money, I'm able to buy the things that I want. I was able to fund the entire trip down to Chicago.
Mhm. It's snowing.
Oh, how lovely.
Wow.
Um, I was able to fund the entire trip down to Chicago out of pocket, no issues whatsoever, and we stayed at a nice hotel for like 3 days. And again, I was perfectly comfortable with everything that we were doing from a financial standpoint, and that was genuinely fantastic. Especially being the fact that in the past I have had financial trouble being that I wasn't able to work the kind of job that I needed to work to actually, make money. So, with that being said, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think honestly, moving forward from here, I'm trying to get this job, trying to spend more time here, and we'll see where it goes. And I'll be making more videos
and
soon.
and
Yes.
hopefully we're gonna get a puppy.
Yes. We have to get a puppy.
We want to get a puppy.
We will get a puppy.
Yay! I want a puppy.
Okay. Well, see you guys next week.
Boy. You're gonna have to edit this one anyways. Again,
Yeah.
you just like do like one single take for the entire video.
Well, is it bad?
Well, I mean, if you're forcing yourself to talk like consistently on one topic and not screw it up, or else you're gonna have to do like 30 takes to get it right. I have personal experience with this one.
Well, I press pause if I need to think, but it just takes too much time to edit.
and you're
There.
and you're talking to the guy who does hundreds of edits per even like 20-minute video because I consistently just talk way too much about a certain topic and I just don't shut up, and if I can do it all in one take, then I just do it all in one take. So, eh.
Yeah, yeah. I could see that happening. And I know it to happen too. Every time you're like, I just recorded an hour of footage. Now I have to edit it, and then you don't edit it, and you don't upload a video.
It's like I just recorded like 6 hours of footage. I hated all of it, deleting all of it.
It's so sad.
Well, now I'm gonna have 7.6 terabytes of storage inside of Goji, so I'll be able to literally keep everything. And then I'll hate all of it and delete everything.